Just by saying it's hard to let go of fear, you just picked up fear. Take that in. Just by saying it's hard for you, just gave fear power. It has no power. It's hard for me to let go of this drink. I had to pick it up to talk about it. I had to pick it up. You're going, I got to let go of that old story. No, you just picked it up. It's not a part of you. The fear is not a part of you. You're just in the addictive habit of grabbing it all day. Take that in. The fear is not a part of you. You've just grabbed on it every day for years. If I held this lid to this part of my head, this is a drink lid. If I just held this to my head for 40 years and I walked around like this for 40 years and someone tried to take it, I'd be like, don't take this off. That doesn't mean this is a part of me. I'm just in the habit of having this here. I'm like, don't take the lid off my temple. I need this. And they're like, I'm going to take this off. And you're like, no, you're not. And I'm sitting here with lid temple. And I'm so thrilled about being lid temple because I think my identity is lid temple. And someone's going to show up like me and go, let's take that lid off your head. And I'm like, no, I'll die. I'll die. I know nothing without this. And they go this, and I panic, and I have 3 days of crying. And I'm like, oh my God, the lid left me. I'm nothing. Oh my God. Oh. And then day 4, I'm like, it's so soft and less liddy. Day 5, day 6, Then I'm running around for the following week. Everybody should take lids off their temples. Then I'm suddenly, but here's what most people are doing. I got to research how to get lids off of temples. I got to research this. Here's what most people do. I'm going to Google how to get lids off temples. And then Google's like, pry it off. And you're like, and then you tell people, you coach people. So you want to pry the lid off your temple. Here's most coaches. I'm going to show you how to get the lid off your temple. Okay? This is most coaches. Here's what you got to do. You got to learn to get the lid off your temple. And they're sitting there with lid temple. So when you actually do this, you actually get the lid off your temple. This is one of my best analogies, I think. Then you know, and people will see you have a lid off your temple. And you're a completely sustainable, provable, evidence-based person that absolutely is allowed to teach or speak on that because you actually know how to get the lid off your temple and you're not regurgitating a bunch of things that you heard at seminars from people that taught other people how to get lids off their temples. I know. It's weird how when you're in your heart, you can make an analogy out of anything, right? Think about that. This lid for this drink turned out to be an asset for a clip for this video, right? You get what I'm saying, right? This is stuff we would overlook because we're trying to find the right thing. But do you understand that even this dirty lid, every single thing is an asset. Everything when you're in your heart, it comes through. This is your creativity. I know. I think we need to make it a video. I really like lid temple too. So it is play. It's play. Every single thing, right? So I didn't even know where I was. That was so fun. So I hope that makes sense. I just want you to know that the fear is like the lid, right? The fear is I'm scared to let go of the lid. And most people say it's easier said than done. And I say, even though it's really painful, it's easier done than said. Because most people are doing easier said than done. And they're going, yeah, so I got to get the lid off my temple. And they're walking around the world telling everybody. And they're reposting Facebook memes of Rumi saying, get the lid off your temple. And they're going, I got to do this. I got to do this. And they're talking about it. That's said, overdone. That's easier said than done. Nothing's happening. What I like to do is go up to people and they're going, I'm scared. And I'm like, and they're like, ah, and they freak out. I have 3 days of horrified phone calls and emails from them. And I just sit and wait because I know eventually they'll realize there's a temple that feels better on the other side and they don't have to have lid temple. This is huge. Then day 4, it usually is day 4. Because remember, when you go through a shift, the first few days are the goodbye to what you were. So you're just focused on what's leaving. So that's fear. And when you go, it's gone, you're going to see it go away, and you're going to feel longing. You're going to feel different phases of fear. You're going to feel sadness. Then you're going to start on day 3 or so having it balanced with a couple new ideas, right? You're going, I'm scared. Oh, but this new feeling came in, or I'm scared, or well, that creative idea came in. So then you feel both. Then you start to focus a little more on this side. And day 4, it's a little like this. And day 5, it's like this. And then you might need to really, put it in your body and keep going. And sometimes you need a good 90 days to pattern it, right? That's how it works. And your nervous system acclimates to you, to what you do, not what you say. And your nervous system will absolutely understand everything. And it will show you you're safe. And you will eventually go, I can't believe I spent so many years with a freaking lid on my temple. I can't believe I thought that was true. And then you'll notice the whole world is like, and the prince got married, and Meghan is there, and there's George Clooney at the wedding. And every person is like, oh my God, you're insane. They'll tell you you're nuts. You go, I have a calling. You'll go, I have this calling. And they'll go, you're out of your mind. And you'll be like, yeah. There's just a lot more people with lid temple, but that doesn't mean lid temple is less insane. It's just we live in an insane world, and everyone on this call is sane. You're just sane. And everyone tells you you're insane because there's way more lid temple people. You're the most sane people. Are you hearing this? You have to embody this sanity of these callings and these excitement and being on this. You are the most sane people. You're the one who has something showing up. You're the one who wants to make the world better. You're the one who wants to impact people. You are the most important people. The people that live like this are miserable. They're on pills. They're addicted to everything. They're out of they're totally feeling against themselves. You are so important. Do you realize what you're capable of? Do you realize what you're capable of? And do you realize what's trying to come through you in your body? Do you understand that that is more important than 98% of the world being lid temples? And if you show up and prove it, you're going to suddenly knock it down to 90% in a year, because other people start to go, what if we all take our lid off our temples? Because that person did it. I mean, at first I told them they were insane, but they're starting to really be happy. They're starting to live their life, and they're starting to be free. And then eventually, one day, heart is going to be more common than being in fear. And you're going to notice that 1 out of every 10 people is in their heart. Then it'll be like 1 out of every 8. Then it'll be eventually more people in their heart than their fear. And then this person will have to catch up because you're the only one left with lid temple. So you got to understand, we need you to access all that you are, because the world is waiting on it, and the vision that's coming through you is bigger than what everyone says. They're wrong. What they're saying is wrong. And that's what the fear is. The fear is the representation of what your parents and other people and the people gossiping and watching the news and talking about all the scandals going on, all the problems in the world, and being in a war with what is. That is insane. And by the way, most of those people, when they say you're out of your mind because you felt this calling, they're horrified if you turn your attention back to them. If you say, well, let's talk about how you're doing, what you're doing for the world. They'll be like, I gotta go. I gotta catch a cab. You're out of your mind. They're like, I gotta go.